I'm interviewing Charlotte from Sophie's Legacy for the Around the Clock Radio Challenge. What is Sophie's Legacy and what is Sophie's story?
So, Sophie's Legacy is a charity that we set up in memory of my daughter, Sophie, who sadly died from cancer back in September 21. She was just 10 when she died, but she wanted some things changed in her memory. And things like parents to be fed in hospital, there to be an improvement to families' experience, better children's food, play, and she wanted this for everyone. So we cover every ward, whether it's a baby or a child, from neonatal intensive care to all children's wards, and we make sure that families have a much better experience by ensuring that they are fed, they have clothes, toiletries, we help financially, and we just make sure that they are able to look after their baby or child, and we will be there to look after them.
Amazing. It sounds like you do amazing work for all the different kinds of hospitals. Like, I can't commend you enough for that. Can you expand a bit more on what uh your vision for Sophie's Legacy is? Is there like a really big goal or is it just to help any families that you can?
Yeah, so it's to make sure that we can ultimately achieve finish her bucket list, which is what obviously her wishes are. And that is nationwide, so around obviously the whole country. So we won't be able to, I certainly won't be able to stop until we achieve that, which is a
Oh,
lot of
wow.
work. We're working with the government and NHS, so it's, two hardest probably institutions to try and make change, I would say. But we are definitely making progress on all of her wishes. But we are sort of morphing into a charity that is a parent voice one. So to be there to make sure we are the advocate for parents and families in hospital when they're with their children. And there isn't really any other charity on a nationwide that's like that. And ultimately, we might well fill that space. So.
Amazing. I saw that you went on the BBC News last year and you were talking about the NHS England pilot program. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so that was a project that we worked with NHS England, but we solely funded the project as the charity. So that was working with 15 hospital trusts across the country, all over, and making sure that they feed parents. So they all got given money from obviously our charity, and they were asked to feed parents. So they all did very different ways, from providing food at ward level to vouchers to frozen meals. It was all sort of a variety of different options depending on the hospital. What was great about that was we were able to see what worked well, what was like the gold standard, or what would be the best thing for families. And we have received lots of surveys and obviously feedback. There was a huge range of feedback, all positive, around the impact that it made being able to have food when you stay in hospital with your child. There was
Mhm.
also a correlation between children eating more when their parent was eating with them. And
Amazing.
we know that if you eat more obviously a patient as a child, you're likely to get better quicker and
Mm.
hopefully get discharged quicker. So we hope that we know that we're able to use this as part of our obviously research to go on to say more hospitals should be doing this. We are about to hopefully publish a paper on this to show the impact that it made, which is great. But all of those trusts are continuing to feed parents
Mm.
around the country, obviously, as a result of that, which is amazing. So yeah, so that's what the project was, but there hasn't really been anything like that completed across the country,
Mm.
particularly on feeding parents. So this is why it's like a new projects, and hopefully trying to get that message around that all parents should be fed when they're staying overnight for their child in hospital.
What would you say has been the biggest moment in the charity so far where you've just seen your your goals being like reflected?
That's quite a hard one because there's been lots of different wins really along the way. Some that we've had many setbacks, and you just think, oh, we're never going to achieve this. But I think some of the work with the government, so that's been on the children's cancer work,
Mm,
and getting that change has been a huge undertaking. So we obviously involved, it's a national children, young people's cancer task force that is now currently feeding into the national 10-year cancer plan,
mm,
and seeing the impact and the changes that are going to come from that is going to help generations to come. It's going to be huge, and there has never been a focus like there currently is on children's cancer because obviously we have campaigned and pushed so hard
mm,
for the last few years and just been quite relentless with that. So that is huge because this will help thousands of families going forward with cancer. But alongside that, I think the feeding parents and improving the hospital food for children, we're really seeing a push on that now. Um, all of those things I know it's gonna help just thousands of families. Ourselves as a charity with the 12 hospitals and 40 children's wards that we cover, we helped over 60,000 families last year. And
amazing.
knowing that just that alone, not the national work, it is just impacting thousands of families, and it's hard to put into words what a difference just being able to get your basic needs met in
Mm,
hospital has. So as basic as having like getting your toothbrush or having a phone charger or having, some deodorant or someone to listen to can be so powerful and make such a difference for a family. Yet we can also go on and then make national change as well.
mm,
So it's a two-pronged sort of thing, really, of being able to know that we've been able to help families who are absolutely having the worst time of their lives to feel that it's not as traumatic as it would have been had we not been there.
yeah.
Also, making sure we're changing the whole system at that same time. So I think we're probably really pleased about both. And yeah, they're the big wins.
Absolutely. You've done so much already. You're definitely doing Sophie proud. I guess the next question I just have is how can everyone else get involved? Where do they go and donate? Can they come and volunteer? Just what do you want to tell everyone to just get involved with Sophie's legacy?
Yeah, there's lots of ways that you can help. So from volunteering, so obviously we got two vans going off delivering to hospitals. If you ever want to help deliver, we're
Mm,
always up for people to help run the van effectively. Whether that's sponsoring the pizza night that you can do, whether that's coming and helping at an event and supporting in terms of giving up your time for that, or it could be donating blood or
mm,
platelets if you're able to help those in hospital. Or it could be that you're just sharing Sophie's journey in her, the website so that others know about us. There's so many different ways that you can help and create that message that don't involve money. It's not all, about the money. Obviously, it's great that you can raise money for us. It helps keep the charity going. Sadly, that's
yeah.
the way that charities are. We're obviously relying on money all the time. But it might be that you know of a business that's looking for a charity to choose for the year, and we get put forward, or say you want to go and upsell down, spin like a tower, or you want to because we've got spaces for that, or you want to come to any events or go and run for us, or do all these different things that you can do. There's lots of ways, and we have a website full of lots of ways that you can help. Um, so yeah, we're always really keen to work with anyone with what they're able to do.
We're obviously doing a around the clock challenge, so I hope that we can raise as much money for you and all the other charities as possible.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much.